right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
It's over! Sporting Kansas City does it! A sweep!
A crushing end to an improbable run. St. Louis City SC's run for the Cup is over after a Cinderella inaugural season. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. City SC defy the odds as the first expansion franchise to win a regular season conference title in its first season, but they couldn't defeat their arch rival Sporting KC in the first round of the playoffs. Down 2-0 late in the game, Celio Pompeo puts SC on the board, but they couldn't avoid the sweep. Our Laura Barczewski is in Kansas City tonight, where fans say despite the early exit, there's still reason to celebrate.
2 states, 2 teams, 2 rallying cries.
I believe
that we will win.
St. Louis City SC and Sporting KC faced off in an unimaginable rivalry playoff game in Kansas City.
I think it's fantastic. I think it's great to see St. Louis get a club. And I think it's really, really great. The rivalry's awesome and intense, but everybody's friendly, and we're all here to see a big win for Missouri. It's just going to be on the Kansas City side.
City SC's inaugural season has been extremely special for fans.
I'm a longtime St. Louis sports fan, and City SC has taken the city by storm. It's our born and raised own St. Louis team. It's a great experience. It's bringing the city together. Everything is awesome.
It means new life back into the city, which is always great. I live in the city, and I just love seeing all the excitement, everybody having stickers, showing their excitement. I wasn't really a soccer fan until this, so it's making us come out.
For both teams, win or lose, supporters say the community is unmatched.
Just the fact that there's a global love for this sport. I've met people who are all from St. Louis, but whose global backgrounds are totally different. And who all just love the beautiful game.
Fans can interact with the players a lot more in just the soccer game, so I love the energy that can go through it. So I just love that part of it.
And everyone was excited for
the goals.
Sporting KC knocked 2 into the net, and City chased right after them with the last goal of the game. Final score 2-1 Sporting KC. While it wasn't the ending many City SC fans were hoping for, supporters say this season, this inaugural season, is still something to be so proud of. Many of them leaving in high spirits, looking forward to next season. Reporting in Kansas City, Laura Barczewski, 5 on Your Side.
And fans weren't just watching from the stands in KC. Watch parties took place across St. Louis. Fans showed up at City Armory in Midtown well before the match even started. Dozens upon dozens of fans of all ages came decked out in City SC gear. Sports director Frank Cusimano will have more on tonight's game, plus post-match reaction from players and coaches later on Sports Plus. And our coverage continues on KSDK.com. You just text the word CITY to 314-425-5355. and we'll send you a link. And a live look now at City Park tonight. Temperatures are dropping into the 50s after a mild November day, and it's going to get even warmer this week. Meteorologist Gary Frank is tracking 80-degree weather in his Weather First forecast.
Yeah, it's not something we would expect to talk about in November, but we do at times, and that's the way that things have gone of recent. Dry and warm conditions. Right now, St. Charles, it's quiet. If you step outside, you notice that it is just not quite the same as what you would expect. We had some mornings where it was really cold. Your heater, your furnace was working overtime. That's not going to be the case to start this week. We are seeing a few clouds that have settled in, and from west to east, temperatures are obviously warm. We're in the low 60s on the other side where that just occurred. We're even at 60 here, sitting in downtown St. Louis, mid 50s otherwise, and that's what we'll look at. As we start to see that cloud cover increase, our wind out of the south and southwest, it helps us remain warm, and overnight we're not going to drop a whole lot. It will be partly cloudy as those clouds continue to increase, but the next few days it's just not very fall-like whatsoever. It remains very dry, and even when it's cool afterwards, it's not that cool. Not for this time of the year, at least. We'll discuss what that means, how close we are to records, and if we can squeeze out any rain chances at all the next 7 to 10 days.
The parents of a 7-year-old boy killed in a wrong-way crash on I-70 in St. Charles County are now suing a bar in downtown St. Louis. 7-year-old Zachary Allen was killed in the crash near Wentzville in the early morning hours of August 12th. His parents were also injured in the crash. Diavian Cook was charged with a DWI in a wrongful death lawsuit filed last week. The Allens are suing Cook along with the Shark Bar and Ballpark Village. The claimed the bar overserved Cook hours before the crash. According to police, his blood alcohol level was more than double the legal limit at the time of the crash. The family is seeking nearly $250,000 in damages. A Colorado man is dead. Another person hurt after a crash in Washington County. Police say Jacob Cordish died after losing control of his car and hitting a tree yesterday afternoon. That crash happened on Palmer Road, about 15 miles southwest of Potosi. A passenger in his Ford Fiesta suffered minor injuries. Both were wearing seatbelts. New tonight, music students at Central Visual Performing Arts will receive thousands of dollars in donations. 5 on Your Side's Diamond Palmer takes us to a special concert in honor of the victims of last year's deadly school shooting.
There's healing in the arts.
We wanted to do something special. We wanted to give back. Music education is at the foundation of our family's business, and we figured the best way to give back would be to support a local school in need.
Nodelman Music Company celebrated 70 years with their All-Star Jazz Showcase Sunday at Kirkwood High School. Several local bands performed. Manager Michael Gerfin says 100% of the $8,000 raised Sunday will benefit the students at Central Visual and Performing Arts High School.
And we reached out to a bunch of our friends and just told them about our vision, and enthusiastically every single one of them was on board immediately.
Among those in attendance was CVPA's Assistant Principal Perry Anselman. He says this year the school has one of the largest beginning bands in the school's history. The donations will make sure every student who wants to join band will get that chance.
So the proceeds will help purchase band instruments, flutes, clarinets, saxophones, trumpets.
The concert comes on the heels of the one-year anniversary of the CVPA mass shooting that left 2 people killed and 7 injured. Anselman says moments since have been emotional for everyone involved.
We will forever be the school district, and we will be the school where this horrific event occurred. However, with that said, it doesn't define Central VPA High School. We are moving forward. We are passionate about the arts. There's healing in the arts. And so we are moving forward from that day.
Diamond Palmer, 5 on Your Side.
Nodelman Music Company says they'll keep their donation website open for the next few days for anyone who wants to donate, and we'll have that information in the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com. Now to the latest on Israel's war with Hamas. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken met with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas today. Blinken assured him that America would bring humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip as the war rages on. He also maintained a firm stance on not calling for a ceasefire. Instead, he supports a shorter humanitarian pause.
There are obviously different views, including on the question of the ceasefire. But there's no doubt from my conversations with all of our colleagues who were in Amman yesterday that everyone would welcome the humanitarian pause because, again, it can advance things that we're all trying to accomplish.
The death toll in Gaza has reportedly risen to more than 9,000, including close to 4,800 children. Dozens were killed in an airstrike on a refugee camp yesterday. Few reporters have spent more time covering Israel and the Palestinians than former NBC correspondent Martin Fletcher. Fletcher, who is also a prolific author, is in town for the Jewish Book Festival. He's covered war in many countries, but said he's never seen the slaughter of families like the Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th. And he totally disagrees with Congresswoman Cori Bush, calling Israel's response ethnic cleansing.
Israel was not trying to ethnically cleanse the north of Gaza. They were literally saying to the people, leave because this is about to become a war zone. Israel is not ethnically cleansing anybody, and they're not committing genocide. What is happening is a tragic consequence of war. Israel has to fight Hamas, and Israel believes it has to destroy Hamas. So does most of the world governments. So do most of the Arab governments. They also believe Israel has to destroy Hamas militarily and preferably politically too, if it was possible. Hamas is among the civilian population, and the civilians are paying the price of having Hamas hiding and fighting from amongst them. It's a tragedy what's happening. But ethnic cleansing, genocide it's actually ignorant to use those words.
Fletcher's new book called Teachers, The Ones I Can't Forget, is about the amazing people that touched his heart while doing his reporting. We're less than 32 hours away from the polls opening in Missouri for Election Day. Municipal elections are Tuesday. Polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Remember, voters must now show a current Missouri driver's license or government-issued ID in order to cast a ballot. A food delivery service nourishing the body and the soul. How one local family turned their challenges into a growing community outreach.
As clouds continue to increase here, just a little bit from the west, they're actually keeping a lid on temperatures overnight. What that means for us overnight and why we're very close to records the next few days.
Making a Difference is sponsored by Midwest Bank Center.
You're probably familiar with names like DoorDash and Uber Eats, but in Kirkwood, they're not the only game in town. As you'll learn in tonight's Making a Difference report, there's a delivery service that's serving up more than just food.
All right, Lance, are you ready for your delivery today?
In Kirkwood, there's a delivery service taking a different route.
Hey, it's okay.
Wagon Wheels delivers not just food, but also hope, purpose, and a sense of belonging.
Are you ready to do a delivery?
The journey started in 2018 when Lance Wagon was in the hospital facing complicated back surgery.
Ready?
He ended up in intensive care for 6 weeks, and there was points in time where we really did think we might lose him.
Lance was born with a rare genetic anomaly, giving rise to a multitude of cognitive and physical challenges. He's been in and out of the hospital for most of his 24 years.
He has challenges in his life, but he has found a way to overcome those.
And this time, his family was determined to ignite him with a fresh sense of purpose once he got healthy.
Lance's favorite thing in the world is car rides. Literally can't get enough of them, could spend all day in the car.
So they decided to make those car rides matter. That's how Wagon Wheels was born.
All right, Lance, smiles.
Several days a week, Lance and his sister Sam, who runs the nonprofit, deliver produce and other goodies from places like Eckert's Farm.
Hi, how are you? Hi, Miss Karen.
To businesses, the elderly, and residential care homes.
I wanted to make sure that we're not just another Grubhub, you know. We partner with organizations that are either non-for-profits themselves or are a local mission-driven business.
Thanks, Lance, for bringing it by.
Oh, can you say thank you?
Bye.
And amplifying their purpose, Sam and Lance now have the help of 50 special needs volunteers, affectionately known as Wagoneers.
Are you excited?
Including inspiring people like Pamela Mira and Chase Burnside.
I've never seen Pamela so motivated in life as she has been since she joined Wagon Wheels. It's given her a whole new outlook.
Can you say thank you?
He's learned that he can meet new people. He's learned that life after school is full of opportunities.
All right, thank you very much. Can you show me some games?
Sam Wagon's unwavering dedication to her brother
Listen to music. Okay, we can do that.
has not only changed his life, but the lives of others.
Yeah, I'm beyond overwhelmed to see that this is something that is not just for Lance anymore, that it's for the community, and that it will continue on.
You ready?
Wagon's Wheels delivering not just produce, but a spark for an inclusive and more connected community.
To be able to have a part in that has been more than I could ask for.
If you'd like to help out Wagon Wheels nonprofit, we can link you to their website when you go to this story on our website. And a reminder, if you know an inspiring person or someone making a difference for others, let me know by email at mbush@ksdk.com. A St. Louis woman who helps teens look their best for prom night is in need of help herself. Tracy Owsley has operated the Caring Mothers Organization out of a building on Union Boulevard in partnership with the city and the Demetrius Johnson Foundation. But when Demetrius Johnson passed away, the city locked her out, saying the building wasn't up to code. Now she's looking for a place to put all those gowns and formal wear.
I started off probably with about 25 to 50 dresses. Now I have well over 200 dresses, and I have at least 75 to 100 suits that I have for boys. I need a display space for the children to come in so they can select what they're looking for. Dresses and suits. I have shoes, I have jewelry, I have all that for the kids for any special occasion that they may need.
If you know of a space she can use, we have information on how to contact her on our website, KSDK.com. Meteorologist Gary Frank rejoins us now with that Weather First forecast. Thanksgiving just a few weeks away, Gary, but it won't feel like it this week, will it?
Yeah, and we're having a hard time finding it at all, even looking ahead to that. If you look even further down the road, there's only a small handful of days that I even think couldn't get close to freezing for the next 2 weeks. So, you know, we just enjoy it, or you're on the other side of it where you want it to be colder. But I'll tell you what, right now, this morning we had some nice fog, and it was a cooler morning. I hope you enjoyed this morning. We won't see one like it for about 6 to 7 days. But as the sun rose at 6:34, 6:30, something like that. That was a little different for you, but we had the fog and it mixed out pretty quickly and warmed up nicely. We also had some nice photos shared from Sharon and Darden Prairie. I mean, we had some very vivid colors this morning after some of that fog. You saw that in Breeze. Very nice as well. You can find us at our 5 on Your Side Weather Watchers here on Facebook. Pretty nice. Submit your photos. We got those from our group, so that was pretty nice. We start off at 41, though. 32 in Chesterfield. Like I mentioned, there was a little bit of frost at my house early on. Temps to the mid-30s, but we warmed up pretty quickly as we finished in the mid to upper 60s. Clouds have increased ahead of warmer conditions, and I'll show you some of those averages like we should be. 59 degrees right now. Our normal high is 60. We're there at 10:55. I think that's what time it is. You got to think about that a little bit, but we're switching to that south breeze. And over the next few days, we're going to see temperatures come up not only in the morning with 57 degrees, but over the afternoon as well. We've got a south breeze that's going to transition to the southwest tomorrow, and that's going to be responsible for warming us up, and it's going to keep us a little breezy tomorrow. So expect temperatures to start off warmer than normal. We're already above our average high by about 8 o'clock. We soar into the upper 70s. This is not a record. It's very close. But as we continue to nudge onto the warm side, normally we would get in this west-east pattern. That's great for us. It brings us better opportunities for rain as we see those systems move off the Pacific, but not really any big dip in the jet stream, which means it's not going to cool off that much. We don't see too many systems, and we only continue to see warmer air. And even as it dips down a little bit, it's not going to change a lot. What that means for us is the warmth continues. 77 tomorrow, the record is 81. Tuesday, 75, a little cooler, but the record's 80. 82, the last record was 2022. That was last year. We could hit 82 2 times in a row. I think the only thing that may bring us a little bit of light rain will be Wednesday as that front passes and cools us down back into temps that really aren't that cool, I think, honestly. 82, and by the time we get to where it's cool, it's average. Veterans Day weekend, 50s, and then we're trending back into the low to mid 60s. Breeze will be a big component for us this week as we want to avoid anything on fire, as the fire danger will only get higher to start this week.
On the move, a busy holiday travel season begins at the end of the month. And a big part of your frustration could include what you encounter at the airport. So I asked Lambert International's Roger Lotz, what are the biggest mistakes folks make at the airport?
First thing, if you're arriving at the airport, be in the building 2 hours ahead of time. When we say the 2-hour rule at an airport, it doesn't mean I'm parking the car in the furthest parking lot.
Because once you get inside, there's still a lot to get done. First up, checking in.
How much do I really need to bring along? Try and travel light. It'll make things a lot easier.
Okay, so how much luggage are we talking about?
If you can do it with one bag, do it with one bag. Don't take two. It does get exhausting.
And then there's security. We all know what a headache that can be if you're running behind. But there's an app for that.
Go to TSA.gov. Download the app that allows you to see what is the security line wait time. They do it in an interval of, is it less than 15 minutes or more than 15 minutes?
Okay. And don't forget to add this app to your travel toolkit.
Before you travel, put down the app that you're going to use for the airline that you're using for that specific trip.
It's important to remember, check flight times frequently with that one. Hopefully some of these tips will help lower the collective blood pressure for air travelers and for you too. Paul Cook, 5 on Your Side.
The IRS is getting more funding, but does it mean more agents to come after you? We verify if audits are on the rise. Tonight, our Verify team is looking into claims about the IRS hiring more tax enforcement staff. According to a viral social media post, this could mean more audits for people making less than $400,000 a year. Brandon Lewis from our Verify team tells us what it really means.
On October 24th, IRS Commissioner Daniel Werfel testified in front of a House subcommittee about how his agency is using $60 billion in additional funding it received from Congress last year.
But if you are wealthy or a bad actor of any wealth, you will receive more scrutiny. That is the agenda that we are undertaking under the Inflation Reduction Act.
A week after the hearing, dozens of posts on social media warned the IRS commissioner admitted his agency will increase audits on Americans earning less than $400,000 a year. But is that really what the commissioner said? Let's verify. Our sources are the IRS, the Inflation Reduction Act, the Fiscal Responsibility Act, and testimony given by Commissioner Werfel. After the Inflation Reduction Act was signed into law, the Treasury Department directed the IRS not to use its additional funding to increase audits on small businesses or households earning less than $400,000 a year. Werfel testified so far the agency is following the directive and was pressed by representatives about whether that will continue.
You are guaranteeing that you will not increase the number of audits of people making less than $400,000.
That is my marching order to the IRS, and if we fall short of that, I will be held accountable for it.
So, no, the IRS commissioner did not say the number of audits may increase for Americans earning less than $400,000 a year. The agency pledged to release statistics about the number of people audited sorted by income after each tax season. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
What would you like us to verify? Send us an email to verify@ksdk.com. Well, they were rocking at the Dome tonight. How fans fueled Metallica mania. Tonight concludes the second day of Metallica Madness downtown. The band just wrapped up its second and final St. Louis concert at the Dome at America's Center. Many true fans shelled out money all weekend at downtown businesses and for merchandise and pop-up stores. Some even had the chance to see some band members during special appearances. And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10, a late edition after Sunday Night Football. Don't forget to start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4 a.m. And now here's Frank Cusimano with Sports Plus.